Hello everyone, welcome back to another game of League of Legends. So, let's look at the teams. On the blue team, we have Pantheon in the top lane. Vi is going to be the jungler, Zera the mid laner, Varus the bot carry, and Zyra the support. On the red team, we got Ornn in the top lane, Shyvana's going to be the jungler, Lux the mid laner, Jhin the bot carry, and Pyke the support. So, as always, for transparency, I'm the Jhin in this game. And now we can just see how this one developed. Though it's a bit of a more fresh game since it is from yesterday evening, the game, as well as the game beforehand. So that's something to keep in mind about. We do see the ward positioning come out from the bot side just to be safe about this one. See how this one completely develops off of everything. Lux giving a good amount of vision, let's be honest about that one, for the Shyvana to be safe about that one. Everything else just kind of how you've developed this one. Pyke with Hail of Blades is an interesting choice, can work out quite nicely. Good hook on the Zyra, quite a bit of damage there. Just get a root on to the Jhin and managed to flash away. Did have to eat the ignite though, so pretty low in this situation already. Has to play this very, very careful. Xerath is putting a lot of pressure on top of the Lux Pantheon, and we're just scaling with a bit of fun. Pyke unfortunately misses that hook. So another survivor there. Xerath putting a lot of damage onto the Lux, so she has to take what she has to, what happens there really. And everything develops off of that one. Ornn goes pretty heavily into the Pantheon, but not much about that one. Varus takes the Dancing Grenade, not the Deadly Flourish though. So that is a bit of an awkward one. Gets on top of the Varus. Varus does a lot of damage there. Pyke drops very low. That was a bit of an awkward situation, to be honest, there. And Deadly Flourish finishes off the Varus there. He does claim the first blood, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, and the gold is pretty even there right now. Oh, Ornn is in a bad situation. Pantheon goes on top of him and takes him down. Bit of an overextension there for the Ornn. He had to pay the price for that one, and it gives them the blue side about a 400 gold lead right now. And wisely, he is backing off the Pantheon. TP in from the Ornn. Let's see if he can create a lot of pressure with this one. And all is going to go around this. Both teams just setting up right now. It's pretty early in the game, so not much about that one. Got to kind of just play it out how it is right now. Pyke goes pretty heavy into the Varus there. And that hook kind of helps Varus more than it really harms him. And that means no chance for a kill here. About a 300 gold lead for the blue side here. Shyvana and Vi meet up here. Vi gets a good start there. Good hook there on the Zyra. She does get hit by the Deadly Flourish, but not much is going to follow off of that. And the Lux is getting pretty much pressured out of this lane as much as they can really. Vi is now both junglers are moving in the mid lane. Vi is still sitting there just to bring out some pressure there. Root and stun off there. Vi could come in there. Did flash, and not enough to really get on top of that one. Bit of an amazing situation there. I thought that the Vi could maybe find a way in there, but okay, kind of miscalculated that one a bit. Hook set up from Pyke. Does only get a minion. Does get a stun onto the Varus. Varus is dropping pretty low. Goes down. And Pyke gets to live another day. And that means another good place here for this team right now. All is good for this one. And that's going to be that. Okay, a lot of pressure being put onto the Lux. Lux is pretty low there. Gets one hit. Xerath doesn't need much more there. He's not level 6, so that's the situation that they can play around right now. Shyvana's looking for some opportunity. Does miss her fireball there, get stunned up by the Xerath. I wouldn't try to risk too much there. Vi threatens something, and that is going to be nothing for that. Xerath gets to walk away. I don't... Oh yeah, this game was the... Oh yeah. So, since I did play this game yesterday, I do have a bit of remembrance for this one. I do remember that the Varus was talking. Was displaying in a bit of banter there. Pyke is not in a good HP pool and not a lot of fall up there. They do get a good hook onto the Varus, but Varus gets a lot of damage as well. Root on top of the Varus and he falls. Pantheon comes in with the ult there, jumps on top there and puts an ignite as well on that. Zyra puts the ignite on the Jhin, claims the bounty there, and this is not a fight you want to have end the way it does. And this is the funny part, because Vi is not even there and they win this fight just to get this out of there. But yeah, pretty much an issue is here really that there's a lot to be gained here. Oh, good knock up on the Vi, and all is good for that. By trying to get on top of the Ornn, but he gives her a little slap there on the wrist. And all is good here. Ornn should not be risking too much here. Does give another hit there, and takes one tower shot, but I think he's fine with that one. Pyke did walk past that ward though. I don't know why, but he did. Lux trying to put some pressure on the Xerath, but it's not really a good place to be if you're the Xerath in this game, really. And Pyke not with a good HP pool right now. Xerath is putting some pressure on top of the Lux here. Okay, stun on the Lux, but she can't really do much about that one. Xerath does have his ultimate, so that's something to keep in mind right now, that this could play a big part in this one further down the line. But right now, good amount of poke damage from the Xerath here. Does take quite a bit there. Does pop his ultimate there. Does get 2, gets 3 off of that one. And I don't get why Lux just stood there trying to ult at the same time. But that's sometimes just the panic mode, and I think that's kind of what happened there. 6-3 in favor of this blue team, though. They do have a Drake. They have about 1,700 gold lead right now. It's going to be an interesting situation how this one develops out of this one, where the red team are a bit behind in this case right now. Pyke is bringing himself into position, does get found once again, doesn't hit that hook. Otherwise, it could have been a good opportunity to play something out of there. Just not much about it whatsoever. Oh, good flash there from the Pyke, but not really much. The Deadly Flourish gets flashed as well. Pyke has to back off a bit more here. Just not to risk getting picked too much up here. Shyvana is there, so this could be an opportunity to play something out of this one. Vi is sitting towards the mid. So that's something about that. Pyke tries to get one. Good ult there from the Shyvana. Unfortunately, Deadly Flourish dodges one of them. One shot there. That's the death of that one. A lot of damage to be put into that one. Can Pyke get something out of this one? Final Spark comes out of there, but the stun is further there. Cease and desist from the Vi, and that's just the end of the fight. Pantheon does have ultimate, and he's looking for an opportunity to use it right now, and goes on top of their they try to get on top of the Lux here. A lot of damage being put on there. Vi comes on top of the Lux. They dive pretty deep. They trying to get this. Vi goes on top of that one and gets taken down as well as one ore. So they're diving pretty deep, but not enough damage really to be put on that one. And they do trade 1-for-1 that dive there. Pantheon's still sitting around. I don't know if this is really the play you want to go for. Pyke tries to get a hook there, but hits the plant there. Now they're jumping on top of the Jhin. Not really much can be done about that one. Pantheon's still going pretty heavy here. Still looking for more here. Gets a hook on top of the Pantheon. He is in tower range, but they unfortunately get the kill there. Jhin is in a bad spot right now. And Varus does take that tower shot, but not much about that one. Meanwhile, them playing pretty aggressive here, trying to find the Jhin here, but not having success with that. They are buying the Varus some time to farm up here. Pantheon picks up a Black Cleaver. Meanwhile, there's not a lot of other items really on the board. There's the Jin with the Collector, but that's all of it. Now, but while Vi has to clear out that wave, there is the pickup of the Void Grubs for the Shyvana, so that's another point for the red team, but the lead is slowly melting. That's nothing about it, really. Going pretty heavy here once again, trying to put some pressure on this one. Not really much they can do about this right now. Xerath is looking for something more, or going with the Bomby Cinder. A lot of damage you can put on top of your allies on here. Not much. Okay, good route there. Ult there as well, but unfortunately Xerath once again ults there. It's a 1-for-1 trade. I am actually surprised that that Final Spark did claim that one. Loon's Echo now on the Lux. The Zyra has picked up the Raleigh's Ghost Scepter, so she has some opportunity to do something about this one. Pyke's taking quite a bit of damage here. Looking for a hook here, but gets rooted up instead, and that is that one. Quite a heavy statement here right now. Goes in there once again. Pyke gets on top of that. Zyra and does pull out the ult. Does knock up the Jin. Varus ult comes out of there. Zyra is pretty low there, but not much can be done about that one. And unfortunately, that is just going to be the curtain call being done. And yes, I did see that emote from the Varus, but we don't worry ourselves with that. Shyvana runs into a trap there, gets rooted up there. A lot of damage been put on there. Deadly Flourish doesn't get the Zyra there. Can the Shyvana? Shyvana does though, but she dies against 3 there, and not really a situation you want to be in. DP in from the Ornn, so there's some pressure being put on top of here. Forge of the Forge God comes in there. Zyra moves pretty far forward there. Stun on the Varus. Varus is trying to find a way out of this one. I don't think he really has an opportunity to do something about that one. Gets hooked in. 4th shot there to finish that one off. And that's another kill for the Jin. Oh, Pantheon jumps on top of the Pyke, but not really much can be followed up by that one. So let's look at the itemization. I think we might have a short moment of reprieve, but not really long, because the Pantheon is still roaming around here. He is still trying to do something for this one. Jumps on top of the Shyvana, gets hooked up there. Deadly Flourish misses. Shyvana's dropping pretty low after everything. Pantheon is holding on as much as he can. Zyra's still moving in pretty aggressively. Does get a root on the Pyke, and he dies there. A bit too aggressive there, I would say, for my taste, to be honest, about that one. That will open up the Drake, though. Though we should have a short moment of break right now. We do have the Black Cleaver on the Pantheon, while the Ornn has the lovely, lovely Sunfire. There's another ult there, but Xerath doesn't get a chance there. Gets killed by the E of Lux there, and she managed to create something out of that one. But Vi is hovering around there, goes in, cease and desist onto the Lux, and she has no chance to get out of there. I think it's called cease and desist. Yes. So while we're at that, we do see Eclipse on the Vi, so she's going to go a bit more of a damage build, while the Shyvana has the Dusk and Dawn, which you see on a lot of Shyvanas. She has the Merc Treads as well, so that's another opportunity to be in here. Xerath has the Loon's Echo as well as Lux, and both have the Sorcerer Shoes as well. And meanwhile, oh, there is the Zyra ult once again going out there. Not much about that one. We do have a Varus with the Dusk and Dawn, while the Jin has the Collector in hand right now. Good knock-up on the Pantheon, but there's still a lot missing here. Varus gets hit by the Deadly Flourish here. He's dropping pretty low. He does pull out the ult and gets one out of that one, but has to exchange his life for that one. And we have the Rallies on the Zyra, while the Umbral Glaive is on the pike. Kind of standard stuff. The only one who I would say is kind of outside of that is right now the Varus, with him going full AP in this case. Oh, misses, unfortunately. The binding misses as well as the final spark, and that's probably just going to be the bot lane moving out of this situation, not really risking too much here. Pike gets rooted up there and finished off by the Xerath. Root on top of the Xerath. Xerath is taking a few shots here. They're trying to put some pressure onto the Jhin. Good E there from the Lux there, gets a good root there as well, and that's going to be the Xerath gone here. Pike, Ornn and Pantheon ults to the bot lane, gets on top of the Jhin, does a lot of damage there, and still dies though. Varus tries to pull out the ultimate there, but not much about that one. Vi trying to get on top of the Ornn. Barely doesn't get that one. Gets in tower range and Ornn picks up that kill. Final spark out of there. Pike goes for a hook that gets on top of Xerath, ults him down, so that's another one there. There is now the Varus ult that you gotta keep in mind right now. And Shyvana's taking quite a bit of damage. Lux can't do enough to take down this Varus here, and he is pretty dangerous, let's be honest about that one. He has the Dusk and Dawn. He is looking right now if he's going to go for the what you call it, and Asher's Tooth. That was exactly what I was going to say for that one. And this Varus is a problem, to be honest, about the damage. That's going to be a bigger point about this one. Drake is still available for both sides to take. We only have one Drake in this game already. We're 16 minutes in. It's 20 to 17, and there is... It's almost... The gold is even right now, so that's another thing to keep in mind right now. Both teams have even gold. Xerath is putting a lot of pressure onto the Lux, and Lux kind of has to take what's happening right now. That's going to be another part about that. Xerath's trying to find some room out to push this one away. Varus is better in the exchange most of the time. Does hit the ultimate there, and that takes out the Jhin. Meanwhile, Pike is fighting off the Zyra on the side. Ivana kills off the Varus, but not really much about that one. It is what it is, honestly. Yeah, I remember this game completely now. The Varus was talking shit to the Ornn because he was threatening to one-shot him all game, kind of like thing. He's like, yeah, I'll one-shot you. Look how great I am and stuff like that. And then, I mean, he has 9 kills, so that's not bad for the Varus. The problem for him is he has 7 deaths as well. He has a lot of deaths. Pantheon does take a tower shot there while Ornn is sitting there in a good position. Honestly, Ornn is pretty much chilling in this game. Xerath tries to get out of there, gets hooked in there. Takes the Pike ult as well, and that's another kill for this red team. The thing is, the red team have less kills, but you can't forget the Pike, as soon as he starts killing, he's in a good position, to be honest about that. Because as soon as the Pike starts killing, he splits up the gold, being a lot more gold for this red team now being spread around, because the Pike ult kill gives you as much gold as a normal kill would give you. So 2 guys, if you get that, the Varus ults the Pike. Pike's not looking good. He's backing off immediately off of that one. The wisest choice you can really do about that one. Drake is still available, which is very, very weird in this game, to be honest. At 18:45, we only had one Drake here. We're 22 to 19. Both sides are kind of just hovering around everything. Ornn does get found by the Pantheon, but Pantheon's taking quite a bit of damage from this Ornn already. Ignite is out on the Ornn as well. Pantheon's still looking for the chase here. Call of the Forge God is being thrown out here. Good knock up here as well. Gets a lot of damage on the Pantheon, and he takes him down 1v1. Just tank things. Meanwhile, bot side, the bot turret has fallen for the red side. The red tier 1 is gone right now, so that's another part to keep in mind here. But Ornn is pushing in here still. Ornn is just having the time of his life. He's pushing in. He's just abusing this Pantheon as much as he can, really, right now. Just being a tank and having a good time. Vi comes in with Cease and Desist, gets a knock-up on the Ornn, but that's the problem with his build right now. He does damage under the tower even if he's CC'd and everything, and Vi claims 1 kill, but now they know Vi is topside, and that's going to just open up the Drake easily for this red team. You can see that is really what's happening here. Xerath gets pulled in there, Final Spark comes out of that, Xerath just burns down to the ground. Pantheon comes in with the ult now, trying to do much more about that one, but it doesn't really help in this case. Jhin claims that kill, and now you see the Pantheon trying to find a way out of this one, gets blown up as well. Varus is coming in there. If they can, they just back away rather than risk too much here. Zyra doesn't get hit there, and that is a good fight still for this red team. They do take the Drake. They do lose 2 out of that one, and only 1, actually 2 for 2 it is, actually, because there is the Pantheon did die in the Drake fight, where the Ornn was dead already beforehand. So Infinity Edge for the Jhin, another item opportunity retrick, so that's probably going to be the Ghost Blade for the Pyke. That's coming in soon. We see the Zyra as the Blackfire Torch as well as Raw Lines. We do see 2 items as well. We do know about the Nash's Tooth and the Dusk and Dawn on the Varus. Boots, I'm still not sure why I picked that up. I mean, I kind of understand why, because you have the Vi and the Pantheon, who are the Vi and the Pantheon are pretty much the bigger threats really right now. Because between Varus and it's just like Varus and Jhin is just a trade-off kind of thing. Curtain Call being pulled out, first one misses. The Pyke ult misses as well. A lot of damage is being put in there, but not enough, and that shields of the Vi just is a bit too much there. Shyvana is trapped in a bad situation, gets taken down by the Varus there, and that gives the blue team once again an advantage. They have about 1,000 gold lead right now, so it's not really that bad. It is easily turnable. They're taking the plates right now, which makes a lot of sense. We do have the Ornn still coming around here to do some more about this one. All of the Ford God comes in there, gets a good knock up there. Good hit on the Vi. Vi is immediately the first one out of that. Ornn has to fall for that one as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade there. Still, what you really want to take is right now a few trades, but trading your Ornn off is probably not the best choice here, because Ornn is one of the more important players right now. He's looking good. Shyvana can get better as well. Shyvana has now picked up a Liandry's, so that's 2 items right now. Shadow Flame for the Xerath. Storm Surge for the Varus. Varus is going very, very deep into this AP play. Can work out, but he is kind of banking on getting one-shots in this game. Maybe picking up a Rage Blade would have been a step better even for him, because then you have a bit more attack speed so you can stack it up better. It's kind of what's going on here, really. You have the Pyke going in here pretty aggressively. Gets immediately blown up. That's not the play you want to see from your Pyke. And that's a problem right now. The blue team have the advantage. You can clearly see that. It's about a 2,000 gold advantage right now in favor of this blue team. They're going for the Shyvana right now, trying to put some more pressure on her. Varus misses his ult, which is really good for them. And that's going to be another play around this right now. Just pick up farm, just find ways to get in there, and then just do what you can, really. And that's going to be the bigger play about this one. Gotta look for this. Pyke doesn't get rooted by that, so it's a bit of an awkward play, to be honest. Varus is coming in there, trying to do much about that one. They get a pull in there, but have to back away immediately. Shyvana gets a great jump in there. Varus takes quite a bit of damage there. Gets taken down. That's an opportunity really right now. Stun on the Shyvana. Pyke tries to get on top of that one. The Varus doesn't manage to dodge that one, but the Deadly Flourish roots him up, and Shyvana gets a double. Bit of an overextension there. I just saw something I forgot completely to put in here. Objective timers. So, about 40 seconds up till the next Drake, so nothing. Another one about that one. Ornn has taken down the complete top lane. He has done what he wants to do here, and he's getting on top of the of the Pantheon right now. Call of the Forge God doesn't go through since that was a root there, but Zyro's taking quite a bit of damage here. Did use that one, cease and desist from the Vi, and takes down the Ornn. But Vi once again is topside Stranglethorns as well, so a lot of damage has been put onto that Ornn just to stop him. He does now have an Unending Despair as well as the upgraded Sunfire Cape and Thorn Mail, so he's a big boy right now. Collector is upgraded for the Jhin. And we see once again a Drake wandering into the hand of this red team. And they're slowly catching up really right now with how everything goes around. If I remember correctly, the Shyvana, I don't remember her passive actually right now. Passive, I think it was with Drakes, but I don't remember if the new one has. Yeah, large minions. So anything basically. So Drakes are nice for Shyvana, not as important as it was before the rework. Hook misses, unfortunately, everybody there. And they're looking to set something up here right now. You can kind of see them trying to play around that one Pyke. And Lux finds the Zyra. Zyra flashes into the wolves and dies a painful death there. Good stun on that one. The ult comes out of well on the Shyvana, and not much can be done about that. Call of the Forge God sets up the Vi. Varus is not in a good spot either. Final Spark goes through. Deadly Flourish puts the Varus into a position, gets taken down. Now the lone survivor is Xerath. He falls as well, and Pantheon is not even close to be there. So 4 down for this blue team, and you can see the lead is once again spiking in the other direction. So right now about a 500 gold lead and about 26-30 here. But yeah, it's pretty even on both sides. Varus has had some good farm in this game. Can't say anything about that. That's why he has a slight 700 gold lead right now. But Lord Dominic's regard is now on this Jhin. Though whoever has a bit of tankiness in themselves is not going to have a good time anymore. AKA the Pantheon. He's not going to have a lovely, lovely time with this anymore. And we do have, we do have a Drake up in a long time. So this is going to be very chill about this one. Good root there on the Zyra. She should be done there. Xerath ult comes through there. Lux is still alive. Xerath is trying to do as much as he can on damage, but Lux gets to live another day. And Xerath is in a bad spot right now. Flash is away from that one, but the final spark and the ult claim his life here. Tower is going to be the next objective on the bank right now, and you can see this game is swinging widely around here. Baron is up. He could maybe push for that one. Vi is coming in there, tries to get on top of Shyvana, takes a bit of damage there, but not really that much. Varus comes in with the ult there. Pantheon comes in as well, so there's not much the Jhin can really do about that one. Call of the Forge God comes through there, but cease and desist as well, and 2 go down for this red team, and it's swinging once again a bit more. You can see every time he's just sitting there, he's just talking smack, this Varus. It's still not where you really want to be if you are this blue team, and then the Pantheon just gets caught out there completely. So the situation is going to be very interesting. White staff now for the Varus. He thinks that he's done really well with that one. The Vi is not in good position there, but the Varus is close. The Pyke is close by as well. Hook hits as well. Stun up there. Shyvana picks up another kill. Oh, they get the Stranglethorns and everything onto the Pyke. Lux has to walk away. It was maybe a bit of an overextension there. Seeker's arm guard is now for this Xerath as well, so that's another opportunity to play something around this. Go for an ult. Xerath goes for an ult here, but not really much he can do about this one. He should not. Nope, he doesn't claim the Lux here. Lux gets to walk away. Hex Drinker on the Jhin. He doesn't. I built this Hex Drinker just so I don't have any problems anymore with Varus. Call of the Forge God once again here. Does knock the Xerath here. Xerath is in a bad spot. And Varus loses his complete ult there. This is another painful play here they really want to do here right now. Xerath loses a lot of HP. If one Deadly Flourish hits that, this could finish him off. Or the Pike could come in with an ult there as well. Pike comes in with an ult, picks up the body there. Zyra's in a bad position there, gets taken out as well now. That's another one down. Leandri's now finished on the Zyra, but honestly right now there's not much you can really do. Varus trying to hold on as much as he can. Tower shot doesn't hit him. That shot doesn't hit him there, but there's a lot of damage there, and Jhin picks up that Varus under the tower. And that opens up a lot more. Almost a 3,000 gold lead immediately coming out of here. The Pantheon, it comes in with the ult there. Tries to get on top of the Shyvana, but not much about that. And the red team say, okay, Pantheon ults there. Vi is completely somewhere else. And we are going to go for this Baron. Going to pick up the pace here. Pick up the Baron right now. Take a bigger advantage out of this one. There's not much really can be done for this blue team right now. It's just going to be a simple Baron pickup here. Nobody's going to really contest it. Blue team back off. The red team back off completely. There is now the Hex Drake as well. Ornn is on the bot side, so they can recall and just move into this one. And that's exactly what this red team is going to do now. They're going to set themselves up for the Drake there. Xerath is on top of the Drake, so that's going to be an interesting situation to play around here most of the time here. They are claiming the scuttle here, so they do get the vision out of this one, but however, still the problem for them is they have to figure a way out of this. Dragonthorns hit nobody. It's good zone off of that one. Ornn is close by as well. Lux can't pick that up because it's probably the Vise. I'd say if this is kind of the situation. A lot of pressure is being put up here. The Drake is now in contention, but I don't see much about that one. And Shyvana just easily claims that one off here. Ult comes out of here. Call of the Forge God. Roots manage to make that miss. However, Shyvana gets on top of them. Deadly Flourish claims the Varus' life there, and that's a dead Xerath. And this is not a position where you want to be in right now. Vi is topside, completely out of dodge of everything. Zyra is not in good position. Pike unfortunately misses that hook there. Deadly Flourish doesn't get anything either, but Zyra has no survivability here, and I don't get why Vi is pushing topside. Lux is recalling here right now, so there's a bit of a Baron play here. Completely here. And Vi just backs away. Gave up the Drake, gave up the team, most of the team actually here. Pantheon is just trying to do what he can here really. And this red team claim that inhibitor and just back away. Oblivion Orb now on the Zyra, and probably a recall of the Jhin will lead to the Maw of Melodious being finished there. And actually not. Oh, yeah, it is. Maw of Mortius is now done on the Jhin, so he has a bit more of a tankiness, especially against all this AP that they do have. And so what Jhin is still missing, I would say, right now in this build is a final crit item, and if I remember correctly, that's exactly what I'm going for in this case. I'm going to go for the Hex Optics to give myself a bit more range compared to the Varus, because that's been a bit of an issue, give myself a bit of range against the Pantheon. I don't know why I didn't pick up the red buff there. Going to be completely honest there. 3 minutes left till the next break, and about a 5,000 gold lead right now in favor of the red team. They've been catching up quite a bit. My farm is abysmal in this game, gotta be honest about that. With 155 is not a position I should be in. I do have 11 kills, but yeah, it could be further ahead, honestly. Charge in there, good fear. That is the curtain call putting down the Varus. Pantheon comes in with an ult there, trying to get on top of... The Jhin actually managed to get on top of the Jhin. Jhin can't really do much about that one. And he hits an ignite there just to do that. But really, it's just a bit of an exchange there, not really much about that one. Vi is trying to fight off the Ornn, which I'm not too sure if the wisest choice. So Ever Pantheon is now finding the Shyvana. Shyvana is in a great position already. Final Spark comes out of there, and that's the dead Pantheon. It's really a weird game right now. Zhonya's Hourglass now down on the Xerath. He has to use this item pretty much in every fight right now because he's just getting jumped on top of completely. Meanwhile, we have the oranges pushing in here. Varus is alive. They're going to go for the Ornn. They're putting everything in there. Decent assist there. The ult was even in there, so I do see change of corruption. So everything put on top of that one to stop the Ornn from getting away there. Just how it is right now. Exactly. Pyke is pretty far forward. This is a bit of a risky play, to be honest. There's not really much follow-up he has there either. He does get on top of the Varus. Varus has to flash away there. Has lost a lot of HP already, but as I said, that's kind of the thing with this Varus style. He has a lot of damage here. Yeah, he has a good shred build, let's be honest about that one, because he has just a lot of AP. He even built now a Rabadon's, which I feel like is a lot of overextension here. He is a big glass cannon. He has the most deaths in his team. He has the most kills as well. But if you're good if you kill 15, but you're 12 times dead as well. So it's a bit of an awkward situation to be in. And if the Shyvana gets on top of you as Varus are just dead. Same thing right now as with Pantheon, honestly. Pantheon gets on top of me, but here you can exactly see what happens. Varus gets jumped on, immediately blown up, and that's him gone. Pantheon is not surviving this one well either right now. Xerath does get a stun off there. Curtain Call is being pulled out of there. One shot misses. Unfortunately, a few shots missed there. Stranglethorns are being pulled out by the Zyra. She's not in a great position though. Vi jumps in on top with a Q there, puts a smite as well, and that one gets root up there. Final Spark comes out of there. She still survives, but barely. Pyke looking for more here right now. Not enough damage that the Zyra can really hold up. Gets taken down. Shyvana managed to dodge everything except the last one, and that's a takedown there. There is now that as well. Vi is there, but the problem really right now is that the red team have been pushing in further and further right now. And I don't really think that there's much that... Actually, the blue team did destroy that top turret there, but honestly still... Rabadon's death cap on Lux now, so she has a lot of damage. But they're still in a bad situation. They have to contest the Drake because it's soul point. Another thing that they do have to keep in point right now. Pyke is in a bad spot, gets immediately blown up by Varus and Xerath there. Not much opportunity here, really. And we do have 12 seconds still off on the Shyvana, but that's going to be the next part about that one. There's the vision on top of that one. Curtain Call and Final Spark being pulled out of there. Not really much for that one. Vi is holding on. She's very, very low, and she managed to get out of that one. Jaksho now on the Ornn, so he has a bit more tankiness against what is really dangerous here. Zyra's just sitting there. I don't know what that play was. She takes quite a bit of damage there. There's the Shyvana from the other side, and boom. Pantheon looking for a jump on top of the Lux here. Not much to be done about that one. Losing a lot of HP there. Xerath does get an answer onto the Lux there, but still not enough here, and a lot of damage being once again put into positions where you don't really want to go. Varus now about a secret in his arm card. He wants to go full AP in this one. He's going to go with the Zhonya's as the last item here. He's trying to put some damage on top of the Ornn, but the Ornn is kind of fine with that one. Pyke comes in from the side. The Varus does do a lot of damage to the Ornn. However, now he has to go into the Seeker's Arm Guard to call out the Forge God. He is blown up, and that's a dead Xerath as well, and 2 down. Vi is going on top of the Shyvana, which I don't get why. Tries to steal that one, doesn't get it. The Shyvana is still in the box, and Vi gets blown up as well. And the whole team is almost dead here, and you can see them once again, unfortunately, arguing. Hex Optics now down on the Jin, so he has a bit more damage even in this play. All good for this. And now we gotta look what's gonna happen here further in this game. All is looking fine right now. Both teams are looking for an option right now to play this one out. And yeah, nothing much they can do. They have to try to find a way to hold on to this one, really. Like looking for an opportunity, doesn't get one. All setup is being put into play right now. Ornn get jumped immediately there, but Shyvana comes in from the side, and that's Varus gone immediately. Pantheon is trying to hold on, but he can't really do much against that one either, and that's one dead on the docket, and that's the Varus dead on the docket, and that opens up a lot of opportunities for this red team to do what they have to do here. Really, Xerath comes out with the play right now, trying to find some hits there. Curtain calls being answered immediately there. And Xerath is taking quite a few shots there. Does pull out that one. Pantheon jumps onto the back line. Does pick up the Jhin there. However, he is finished off on the side. Meanwhile, the Nexus is completely exposed. Xerath's trying to hold on there. Doesn't get to live there. Ornn is hitting the Nexus, and GG. And that is once again moving up to Silver 2 here. And once again, we are back into Silver 2. Goodbye and good night.